Oh,
Hello, everybody.
good
Hi.
afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone to this meeting of the Boston Art Commission. My name is Alexandra Paul-Zotov, and I'm the Public Art Registrar within the Mayor's Office of Arts and Culture. In that capacity, I'm also the administrator of the Boston Art Commission. Let's just all take a moment to update our names and pronouns, as well as make sure we're muted. In accordance with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, we are conducting this meeting virtually. As a reminder, this is extended until 2025. To ensure public access to the deliberations of the Boston Art Commission, the public can join this meeting through telephone and video conferencing. For those of you who are with us today, this meeting is being recorded and closed caption is available. You can access it at the bottom of your screen. If you're having trouble locating that button, please chat us for assistance.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you everyone for being here and making it with us today. I'm sorry for the delay. We are working toward building a quorum for the meeting. The Mayor's Office of Arts and Culture and the Boston Art Commission believe that public art is any artwork installed in publicly accessible spaces where they can be experienced by everyone for free. For transparency and community input, artworks proposed for City of Boston property are reviewed and discussed at public meetings of the Boston Art Commission on a regular and usually monthly basis. Working together with the public art team in the Mayor's Office of Arts and Culture, the BAC is an independent board composed of 2 ex officio and 7 volunteer community members appointed by the mayor. The BAC has exclusive authority to approve and commission artworks intended to be added to the city's collection or placed on city property. The public art team in MOAC facilitates the Boston Art Commission public meetings, manages all phases of public art projects that are going to be cited on City of Boston property, and they do so in collaboration with this Art Commission, the many community members we work with, and colleagues at the City of Boston. And helping to facilitate this meeting today are Amber Torres, Public Art Project Manager, and Alexander Paul-Zotov, Public Art Registrar, and Liza Quinones, mural consultant. And we will add our contact information to the chat. And I will pass to Chair John Andres.
Welcome, everyone. I call this public hearing to order at 4:42 p.m. Today, the Commission is holding its monthly public meeting. Our meetings are generally held on the second Tuesday of every month, and we hope you'll continue to join us. We engage in discussions about public art in Boston in order to foster the creation and collection of artworks that reflect the people, ideas, histories, and futures of Boston, which is located on the traditional homeland of the Massachusetts people and the neighboring Wampanoag and Nipmuc peoples. We acknowledge the atrocities committed against Indigenous peoples, all of the communities that have been subsequently harmed, and the ways in which colonialism has created systemic oppression. We recognize the continuing presence of these communities and the Indigenous peoples represented in the city's residents, in addition to those in the diaspora. We also recognize that Boston exists as a result of the forced labor and economic extraction from enslaved African Americans. I'll now take roll call of the commissioners to confirm a quorum. After I state your name, commissioners, please say here. I begin with Vice Chair Camilo Alvarez.
Here.
Cara Elliott Ortega.
Here.
Diana Fernandez Bibo.
Here.
Brian Hone. Brian, did you make it? No? Okay. Abigail Norman.
Here.
And I am here as well, so we do indeed have a quorum. On this slide, you will see today's agenda, which is also posted publicly on the city's website, boston.gov. We'll now take a few minutes to review minutes from the March meeting. Are there any comments or modifications that any commissioner would like to make? Hearing none, I wonder if any commissioner would like to make a motion to approve the June meeting minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the June 11th, 2024 minutes.
Thanks, Camilo. Do I hear a second?
I second.
Thanks, Abigail. Commissioners, I'll now call your name. If you agree with the motion, please say yes. Cara?
Yes.
Camilo?
Yes.
Abigail?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
And I'm a yes as well, so the motion passes. Karen Goodfellow will now highlight the presentations for public review and give her director's report next. I pass it to you, Karen.
Thank you. We have 7 presentations for today. We're really excited for each of them. We'll be starting off with Ian Lakesh Halaken. Israel, sorry if I've mispronounced that. This is a long-term mural, which is part of the Canvas of Culture initiative, where we're doing murals at various schools around the city. And this will be final design, and that will be the case for all of these that we're going over. This mural is for the Curtis Guild Elementary School in East Boston, and the artist is Israel Guerra Romero, and the proponent is Street Theory for the City of Boston. The next one also is part of Canvas of Culture, entitled Umana Rising, another long-term mural and final design for the Mario Umana Academy, also in East Boston, and this time by artist Felipe Ortiz, again presented by Street Theory for the City of Boston. We All Belong will be a long-term mosaic as part of Canvas of Culture initiative, and we're really excited to see a mosaic as part of this work. And this will be final design for the Phineas Bates Elementary in Rosendale by artist Mia Sean, presented by Street Theory. And next we have a mural entitled Bria, a long-term installation as part of Canvas of Culture for the Rafael Hernandez K-8 Dual Language School in Roxbury. And then we will have Garden of Beginnings and Roots of Empowerment as part of Canvas of Culture at the Lee Academy Pilot School in Dorchester by Don Bimix, by Street Theory for the City of Boston. And then we have Together We Rise, a long-term mural as part of Canvas of Culture at the Joyce Kilmer K-8 Lower School in West Roxbury by Thomas Detour Evans, presented by Street Theory for the City of Boston. So that is 6 presentations that we'll have today as part of Canvas of Culture. And then our final one is, much like we had last month, a project we're proposing and we are finalizing grant approval for it, but as part of Unmonument. And this one is entitled Future Monument to the Trees of the Public Garden. And that is a temporary artwork to take place in the public garden by artist Katherine Farrington. And I will be presenting that for the City of Boston. And then for our director's report, Journey of My Soul, The Legacy of Frederick Douglass, initiated by the Frederick Douglass Sculpture Committee. For that one, project manager Amber Torres has resumed regular meetings with project liaison Aziza Robinson Goodnight and Public Works Chief Design Engineer Jeffrey Alexis. And 2 weeks ago, they held a large meeting with GPI, Brown Richardson, Rowe, Sasaki, and RC to finalize construction documents. And the target completion for that project is spring, summer 2025. So that will be extremely exciting. And also Tierney Contracting has started to prep the walls at the Vine Street BCYF for the mural by Destiny Palmer. And we are waiting on 2 more vinyl fabrication installation quotes before we can begin procurement process and secure a contractor. And that is also being managed by Amber Torres. Call and response, rating safety by Lemmer Chief Fraser for Firehouse 42 in Eggleston Square is working swiftly toward the midpoint of fabrication. I actually think they just told us that they were past it, and so we will be organizing a time to review that project at the staff level. All perforated steel pieces of the artwork have been cut and are meticulously being welded by Bob's Welding in Central Falls, Rhode Island before they are bead blasted and all the lights are installed. Installation is anticipated for later this summer, and we've begun preliminary discussions about planning for the ribbon cutting. And you can see an image here of Amulet by Ria Vedro, which is in fabrication. So that's just a peek of it actually coming into form. For projects negotiating agreements, the Copley Square RFP was re-released in May, as you may remember, and we are finalizing the artist selection process, and we have submitted all required memos and are awaiting the final approval before we can have those contracted. And also grant agreements for the Chinatown Workers Statues project in Chinatown by artist Wenty Sen, the DeWitt Playground at Madison Park Athletic Complex, in Roxbury by Studio Lewis and Marlon Forrester, and the Coconut Grove Memorial project in Bay Village by Resite have all been processed, and work on those projects will resume soon. And then in terms of conservation, we contracted, as you may remember, with Deadless, and we have defined the priorities for the rest of FY24 and are beginning to plan for FY25. The Webster's reply to Hain in Faneuil Hall is still under the care of Gianfranco Pocobene, and this is a great opportunity. If you're interested to see that giant painting being worked on, you can visit it during regular hours when the hall is open. And we are in discussions with collaborating departments to fix the wall and working with a structural engineer to do that. And you can see an image here of some recent vandalism at the public gardens that was, I think, fairly easily cleaned up. And with that, I will pass back to you, John.
Thanks so much, Karen. As part of this meeting, we have added one new section to our agenda today at the suggestion of some of our attendees, including Richard Heath, who I know is here today. Thank you so much for this suggestion, Richard. We'll now take a few moments to take any general questions surrounding public art in Boston or about the Boston Art Commission in general. So if you have a question, please feel free to raise your hand or ask us in the chat. Additionally, while you're thinking about your questions, I'll explain how we'll move on to agenda items for review, public testimony, and commission vote. To participate in today's meeting, if you have technical difficulties, ask questions in the chat and a member of staff can help you. When public testimony is requested, you can press the raise your hand icon and we will call on you. And if you are calling in, press *9 to raise your hand. Before I pass it to Camilo briefly, I'm just going to make another call for any general inquiries or questions that anyone in the public might have. Hearing none, I'll pass it to you, Camilo.
Well, our goal is to make this meeting a good experience for all. Please remember to keep your comments on topic, brief, and respectful of others. You can submit longer written testimony to bac@boston.gov. If you're called on, please state your name, title, program, and organization if relevant. Thank you, John.
Thanks, Camilo. The first presentation for review today is the final design review of a long-term mural by Israel Guerra Romero, also known as Spike, at the Curtis Guild Elementary School in East Boston as part of the Canvas of Culture initiative. Proponent and mural consultant Liza Quinones of Street Theory will introduce the project.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good afternoon, everyone. The Canvas of Culture Call to Artists was released earlier this year in February. I think you can all remember the very exciting and eventful artist selection BAC that we had just a few months ago. And I'm really excited to be in this place now where I could share some of the final designs that are slated for installation this summer. After an extensive selection and community engagement process with MOAC, the BAC, and our partners from the Boston Public Schools, today we will be presenting 6 of the murals that will be installed this summer. The other 6 will be installed between the fall and next spring of 2025. Additionally, as part of this process, project materials and logistics have also been reviewed by our partners at BPS Facilities. So I just want to include a huge thank you to Jake Lacey, who's here with us today. He's the Assistant Director of Strategic Facilities Initiatives with BPS. and he's been a tremendous help in facilitating this process. I also want to give a big shout out and huge thank you to all of our BPS teachers, admin, and staff who are here today and taking time out of their very precious summer vacation to join us today in support of their projects. So with that being said, the first mural design that I'm thrilled to present is by Israel Guerra Romero, also known as Spike, on the exterior main entrance facade of the Curtis Guild Elementary School in East Boston. Spike is a world-renowned artist from Tulum, Mexico. And over the last couple of months, he has been in Boston conducting community engagement sessions with the school community, and working closely with the Curtis Guild staff on developing the design. Today with us is Beatriz Contreras, who is Curtis Guild's family liaison and community engagement, who may have some words to say during public testimony. As a reminder, Curtis Guild Elementary expressed interest in artwork that evokes a warm, welcoming atmosphere, celebrating diversity, vibrant flowers, animals, multilingualism, and the school's core values: kindness, community, creativity, respect, and excellence, and affirming each student's heritage and potential. I will now introduce Spike, who will present his final design.
Hi, hello.
Hi,
Can you
Spike.
listen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Hey, hello, everybody. I will read about my project. The name is Maya word, because I inspired for the Mayan culture. The name is In la Quech Alaquem. The meaning in English or Spanish, well, first in Spanish is yo soy tú y tú eres mi otro yo, is like say goodbye, like so good morning or something like that. But the the meaning in English is I am you and you are another me. It's basically you are like another me, like when you are in the mirror, when you say hello to somebody, is you are speaking with another first person like you. So that's why I take that name from the Mayan culture, because it's very special for that area in Mexico. I start like 23 years ago. I started to do graffiti around the streets, and then I went to the university to study cinematography, and I've been in different countries like Spain, Italy, Egypt, Colombia, Morocco, England, and another more. I try to paint different inspirations about the different cultures, pre-Hispanic cultures around Latin America, and I love connect with my roots and show to the world where I come in. Okay, this is the wall in the Curtis Guild Elementary School. It's a very huge wall. I've been in the school working with the kids. for a couple weeks. It was a very nice experience, and connect with the kids, listen the ideas, listen their fathers, and make some drawings with they, and have fun to understand different stuffs, and to get the amazing ideas to do this final design, this final project. And they show me a lot of stuff, and they connect me with their different cultures. This is a very intercultural experience to me, because they are coming from different countries and different cultures. And this is one of the most important things to me in this kind of projects. This is my inspiration about the name of the wall, because they make a drawing very similar to the form to In la Cage a la Ken. It's basically take the hand of another, and you can see the very similar symbol between the drawings of the kids and the In la Cage a la Ken symbol. Then they make a lot of drawings about the football and another sports, which meaning to me working together, work in a team to do a very wonderful things, and is one of the most important things to do amazing projects like this, because we are making a team right now. And also they put animals, they make a lot of different styles of animals with colors. And that's why I take the inspiration to do a lot of animals, and also nature, like flowers, trees, and they connect also with different cultures, with different kids with different colors of different flags, but one world, one universe. And they taught me about the family and the house, and that's why I try to do something very empathic with their ideas. And this is the final design. Basically, it's about the history of adults to one man and one girl are showing to the kids, to the new generations, we need take care with our planet, because it's our house, and it's not important if you coming from Africa or from I don't know, from Europe or wherever. We live in the same world, we live in the same universe, and the animals come to see this event. They are impressed to see the humans together, to understand this message, because we are very different, but we are in the same world. We are multicultural, but we need to be intercultural too. And it's not important if you have a red hair or yellow hair or kind of skin, wherever. The most important is we are here in the same world, and we can discover different things of everybody. And well, this is the message to show to our new generations how we can connect each other and working together. Okay, and well, to do this wall, I need first clean the space with water, and then I will put a primer exterior, and then acrylic paint, and then I will use spray cans because the texture of the wall is very difficult to paint with brushes. So I will use spray cans, and also I will need a lift, and well, I will need different stuffs to be safe, like special belts and different stuffs to like gloves, a special mask. I don't know, how can I say? So basically, this is the I need 3 or 5 years to I need put we need to put again protection, like transparent, and maybe after 5 years we need paint again some areas, but the most important is take care with the transparent each 5 years or 3, and try to respect the area with don't scratch or something like that.
Thank
Spike,
you so much, Spike.
yeah, thank you. The commission will now have an opportunity to ask additional questions, but before I turn it over to the commission, I was curious if, Beatrice, did you want to say a few words as representative of the school about the work with Spike and the students?
Oh, sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So it was a very nice, I have to say, it was a long but very nice, like the whole entire process for him to do what he needs to do. So he came to many meetings to the school. He talked to every single student. All the students have a voice. So in the school, he met with the school site council, and he also met with the parent council. We have, like, many meetings in order for him to do what he's supposed gonna be doing. It was a beautiful process. all the teachers were involved and everyone had a questions about, about what he was thinking to do. But the biggest part of it here was the kids. The kids are like, they give us a lot of ideas. They draw themselves what they would like to see in the wall. And so most of the kids, they have a passion for soccer. So they draw a lot of like the kids playing soccer. So when Spike came to the first meeting with the parents and with the families, he did not have an idea that we also have a Moroccan families, that we have people from another country. So he was able to kind of see, oh my goodness, he was like, I didn't know that we have so many families from Ireland, or we have Italian families in East Boston. So it was a very nice process because we were able to see all the representation of different cultures. And I think, I don't know if they're gonna show the picture or no. But I mean, everyone, I mean, most of the community members around the school, they were able to see and they were able to have a voice. So, and we're very happy and excited about having, because I think the kids have so much passion for art in their school, and they got so involved with him, and they got to know him, they got to see every single part of the picture, and they're very happy and excited, and we are too as well.
Oh, that's so great to hear, Beatrice. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I now open it up to any commissioners who'd like to ask a question of Spike or make a comment.
I'd like to just commend you, Spike, for involving the kids and the school community as deeply as you did. It's inspiring, and I'd love to hear that.
I second that, Abigail. I think it's really great, the amount of work that you did, Spike. And also within the mural, just the vibrancy of the colors and how much you were able to incorporate into your design so many of the ideas that the students had. I think the mural will resonate with them for a long time because of that.
Neto?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ernesto is here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. ¿Me puedes traducir? ¿Qué me dijo?
Ellos están diciendo que les gustó cómo estuviste interactuando con ellos y que es como inspirador para ellos como ver lo que hiciste con el mural. Entonces, pues nada más como decirles gracias.
Well, thank you guys. Sorry for my bad English, but I try to be better. And yeah, to me it's a pleasure to do this kind of projects, especially because I'm very interested in have experience, intercultural experience, and this is the best to do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. We agree here at the Boston Art Commission, Spike. We definitely do.
And I have to say something that was very cool is like every time I see Spike, I used to invite him. Did you want to come over to watch a soccer game, the kids' soccer game from the school? And he came over and he watched a soccer game with the kids. So he saw the kids in actions. And then also I have him coming over to do the field day, and he did a lot of face painting to the kids. So they were super excited about it. So it was like, I have to thank Spike for like the involvement that he created in all this time, and it was amazing. Honestly, it was an extra time for him to just spend so much time in school. But I think it was a beautiful experience for our families, for our kids, and also for him, because he got to deeply connect with the kids and see and feel the,
That's great to hear.
So nice.
Yeah, that's great to hear. We do have a number of other projects on the agenda, so I would like to open it up to members of the public who might want to make a comment. Hearing none, I wonder if any commissioner would like to make a motion to approve final design of Spike's mural.
I will make a motion to approve final design of Spike's mural.
Thanks, Abigail. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Camilo. Commissioners, after I say your name, please say yes if you agree with the motion. Camilo,
Yes.
Cara,
Yes.
Abigail,
Yes.
Diana,
Yes.
and I'm a yes as well. So congratulations, Spike. Very excited to see this work come alive at the Curtis Guild Elementary School. Congratulations.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate.
And now I'll pass it to Camilo.
Hello. The next presentation for review is the final design review of a long-term interior mural by Felipe Ortiz at the Mario Umana Academy in East Boston as part of the Canvas of Culture initiative. Proponent and mural consultant is Lisa Quiñones of Street Theory, who will introduce the project. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Camilo. Very excited to introduce you all to Colombian artist Felipe Ortiz, who is also local to East Boston, which is very exciting considering his placement at an East Boston school. His design will grace a 72-foot wide by 12-foot high interior wall located within Umana Academy's multi-purpose and community room. Umana Academy expressed interest in artwork that celebrates bilingualism and dual immersion, emphasizing the school's commitment to inclusivity and respect for diverse languages, including nonverbal communication. They wanted to reflect the joy of learning in a multi-generational, multi-ethnic community, connected to East Boston's unique cultural tapestry and tapping into the school's core values of bilingualism, respect, inclusivity, and joy. Our school liaison, artist Tennyson, who's the art teacher at Umana, could not join us today, but she has provided a written statement that I'm happy to share during public testimony. I will now introduce Felipe, who will present his final design.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to everybody. First, I would like to, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I just want to thank all of you that are involved in this process for the opportunity to participate in this project. As Liza was saying, my name is Felipe Ortiz, and I am a painter, artist, muralist, originally from Colombia, and I now reside in Boston as my primary home, and have been here for a while. Since 2001 now. I earned a BFA from Massachusetts College of Art in 2009, and since then I have stayed active in my practice, from studio practice, easel, canvases, galleries, and then within the last 7 to 8 years, have taken my work outside publicly and in large scale format. And I'm happy to continue this practice locally, regionally, and internationally, especially in East Boston. I now reside here, and like I said, I'm originally from Colombia, and East Boston population is predominantly from Colombia. So it's been really, really cool to be able to connect with this community in a meaningful way. I've done a lot of projects in the last 3 years here in East Boston. What you're seeing here is a couple of images, one painted at the Dante Alighieri Montessori School in East Boston, which is called Splash Pollinator. And it was part of a project called Harvest that I co-produced with Harbor Arts here. And it's in its 4th edition this year. And we're very excited to continue some of that work and be able to foment a lot of this Latin American energy and pictorial murals that are bringing here, represent culture and help them help this community feel identified. Also, here are some more examples of work that I've done and helped produce in East Boston, including one mural at the Mario Umana Academy, which I'm happy to be returning to create another piece. The piece done here in one of the pillars, it was done by international artist Leo, and also from Colombia. And most recently, last year, I also painted a mural with Sylvia Lopez Chavez in East Boston, right in the center of town. And we're just happy to continue to grow this experience in East Boston and just sort of continue the creative energy that we see in this part of town. And so I'm just grateful to be painting here again. We can switch to the next slide, please. This is the location of the mural. It's an indoor mural instead of the music room. And it's also a gathering area where all the students make their exit at the end of the day. And so it's really interesting and I think a great opportunity and great use of this space while everybody goes through here. It not only has a musical experience, but also a gathering one. And so I'm happy to be able to paint here in this wall. Can we please switch to the next? Thank you. This is part of the public engagement that I was able to do a few weeks ago. And basically this was an interactive workshop about artisanal chalk making. And we were able to create chalk from scratch and introduce this sort of concept to all the students and have them create their own chalk in their own colors. And we did a 2-period class with the 6th grade. And actually, like when I went to present the workshop, the students actually requested if I could do the workshop in Spanish, which is my native language. And to me, that was a very pleasant surprise. And, you know, I was able to connect directly and kind of have a lot of fun. Most of the students were Colombian. And so it was really joyful to be able to do this workshop with them in Spanish. And that also gave me the inspiration to be able to focus on something that was meaningful according to my roots and sort of the Latin American roots, and be able to do this for them and have them feel identified because of the majority of the population was Latin American. I thought this was a great fitting idea. And the concept of this mural, of what I wanted to paint, is it's kind of it's celebrating the guardians of the earth, right? According to Andean culture, South American Andean culture, partly Colombian as well. And so the basic concept is that the creator of the earth appointed these guardians and of the elements. And as you know, part of cultural symbolism, he appointed 3 animals and that guided and protected our earth. And I thought that this concept was going to resonate culturally, and not only that, but because it's in the music room, it adds an opportunity to add to the vibrancy and sort of movement and musicality of the image. So these guardians, this is a very rough sketch of something that I'm planning to do. Keep in mind, I'm not necessarily a digital artist, but this is the concept and idea that I've been able to develop to present. And it represents the 3 guardians in this particular connotation. It's the hummingbird as the guardian of like the what we hear, and then the next level, like the sort of spiritual level. The jaguar represents, it's a guardian of the earth, and then the condor guards the skies. And actually, and to make the connection with the eagle also represents, actually embraces, and it's like a keeper of all those guardians. And it's in Andean culture also, the meeting of the condor and the eagle. It's like a intercultural sort of connection between North America and South America. And so the eagle is spreading its wings and is sort of embracing all these guardians as they're representing sort of a kind of ceremonial dance almost, and energy and movement, which is what I'm trying to represent here. These are the descriptions a little bit of the guardians that I'm trying to symbolize here. And these are, I want to try something new. If you can go back a little bit to the other slide, please. One of the things that I wanted to take advantage of, I guess, in this opportunity is that in my work and development as an artist, I feel like I have represented nature very well up until now. And I think I want to take it a step further and be able to add a little bit of figurative work. And this was a great opportunity to sort of introduce that and have this to be a high profile mural and be able to accomplish that. And so that's the human element in my design there. And they're also, it's like a hybrid between the animal and human, as they're part of a celebration and a sort of like ceremonial dance, if you will. And I'm just yeah, I'm really excited to be able to try this, and I think it's an awesome challenge, and I hope you guys are excited as well. And these are just, it was recommended that I presented some of my sketches and before and after, in case there were maybe any doubts on my sketch. As I mentioned, that is kind of a rough sketch, and I'm not necessarily a digital artist, but there is an element of improvisation within my work, and a lot of the sort of expressive, colorful backgrounds guide a lot of what comes out next, or at least in the composition and the movement of the piece. And so this sort of splashes and expressive mark making, it's sometimes tough to recreate digitally, but I just wanted to explain that, you know, that my process is very loosely, but really the full energy comes at the wall. And as long, you know, as I presented this concept very well, I think I'm lining up to have a successful painting. This is some of the, this is some other paintings that I've done. The mural was done in Puerto Rico a couple of years ago. And again, it's like a representation of the splash and sort of spontaneity that kind of comes within the painting and the composition that is hard to recreate digitally. But it's just one of the examples of one of my murals. We can go to the next. All right, this is the installation and maintenance, which is, it's pretty standard. It's an indoor mural, so it doesn't require, you know, maybe the same preparation or level of maintenance as an outdoor wall, but even still, all the same, you know, steps will be taken. You know, I would like to clean the wall prior to the painting and then prime it. I'm mostly a brush painter, so acrylic latex is probably going to be my main material. Aerosol as well. And I've already talked to the school as far as ventilation. The mural, we hope to be done while school is not in session, so that ventilation does not become a problem. There are doors right nearby, and you know, we can install fans and everything we need in order to be safe. The accessibility to the wall, it's I probably would need a scaffolding or a 6-foot scissor lift, and the maintenance, I would recommend for it to be cleaned at least twice a month, and that could be just a light wash. The mural is going to be sealed prior to that, so that will protect it as well. And then, yeah, a light clean, and if I could be present, I can make myself available for that process as well. I would say this could probably keep happening for 2 to 3 years. It is also a school where a lot of the students are present at the end of the day. You know, it is a possibility that, you know, one of the students may do or write something or scratch. It's a music room, it is a school, and if that happens, you know, I'm more than happy to make a plan with the school or any of you or the advisors to be able to restore, you know, within the next like year and a half, 2 years. And then, yeah, if anything happens after that, I'm also more than happy to make a plan once that when it happens, so we can assess like the damage or the restoration.
Gracias, Felipe.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And that's it. You know, if anyone has any comments, questions, suggestions, be happy to answer.
Yeah, do any commissioners have any questions? I can start. I mean, basically, just to kind of clarify, you know, as the beautiful first, well, I think it was like second or third visualization slide is still in process, but just to clarify, I mean, kind of along the lines of the Puerto Rican mural, you're anthropomorphizing these characters, these birds, and they will be playing instruments in the music room.
Correct. Yeah, I thought it was a
Great, yeah.
nice way to link, you know, there's that connectivity of musicality and movement, rhythm, just because it also happens to be the music room. And so I thought that was a nice way to link that.
Absolutely. And I'm actually even wondering if some of those instruments will be, you know, be played in the music room as well. So as to kind of, you know, even kind of add a three-dimensional kind of oral aspect to the mural, right?
That would be.
Do we have Felipe freeze?
I think he might have frozen. I will say, I think, what do we have,
Yeah.
5 more presentations? We're going to lose
Yep.
our quorum, definitely at 6:30.
Okay.
Camilo, would it be a good time for me to provide the teacher testimony?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Great. So from artist Tennyson, she states, the Umana community is really excited about the opportunity to have a mural by Felipe Ortiz. Like Felipe, many of our students are Colombian. It is our belief that this mural has the opportunity to be culturally affirming to our students. It's our hope that by being exposed to Felipe Ortiz and his work, our students will be empowered to realize that they have the potential to be successful artists. We are also excited by the bright colors that Felipe uses. We know that they will bring joy to our multi-purpose room.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you, Liza.
You're welcome.
The commission will now have an opportunity to ask any additional questions. Any commissioners have any questions? After the commissioner Q&A, we may invite the public to make comments as well. Any questions from the commissioners? Any questions from the public? Well, if not, can I have a commissioner please make a motion?
Sure, Camilo. I move to approve final design of Felipe Ortiz's mural at the Mario Umana Academy.
Thank you, John. Can I get a second?
I'm happy to provide a second.
Thank you, Abigail. Now we'll place it up for a vote. John,
Yes.
I am a yes as well. Cara,
Yes.
Diana,
Yes.
thank you, and Abigail.
Yes.
Thank you. Congrats, Felipe.
Thank you
Gracias.
so much, guys. Thank you so much. That makes me really happy. I appreciate you guys.
The next
I'll leave it
presentation
up to you.
for the review. Oh, sorry, Camilo. The next presentation for review is the final design of a long-term interior mural mosaic by Mia Sean at Phineas Bates Elementary School in Roslindale as part of the Canvas of Cultural Initiative. Proponent and mural consultant Liza Quinones of Street Theory will introduce the project.
Hi again. Very, very pleased to present this local mosaic artist, Mia Sean. Her design will adorn the interior entrance vestibule of the Bates. Phineas Bates Elementary expressed interest in a mural that is welcoming and warm and creating an inviting atmosphere that embodies full inclusion and reflects the diversity of their community. I believe with us today from the base is Andrea Drakes, who is our school liaison and the school's art teacher. I will now introduce Mia, who will present her final design.
Okay, hi everybody. Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Mia Schoen. I'm an artist from the Boston area and have been splitting my time over the last 10 years between Boston and Tel Aviv. Originally, my background is in portrait painting, but when I inherited a stack of plates from my grandmother, who was 104 when she passed away, my great-grandmother, I had to find something to do with them because I wanted to preserve her memory. So I learned how to make public murals out of mosaic in Philadelphia with Isaiah Zager, for anyone who's familiar with the Philadelphia Gardens. And I'm a fourth generation woman artist, and I like to, think of and acknowledge the women who came before me, and I work very large scale. So I'll talk a little bit about my process, and I've had a blast working with Phineas Bates and what we've come up with together. Just so before we begin, sometimes mosaics, can be very different in how people create them. My work is a little more abstract, so you can see here that the pieces are very eclectic. I do less literal work, and I more play with color and form and use lots of different textures and repurposed materials. So I want to explain how we go from design to fruition. This is at the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp in Connecticut. So you can see on the left is sort of the sketch and where we are. It's very hard to illustrate mosaic digitally, so I try my best. And you can see on the right, this is the finished product. So I've been spending time with the Phineas Bates Elementary School with Andrea Drakes, who's the art teacher. Phineas Bates has 7 racial demographics, 15 home languages, and 31 national origins. So there are kids from all over the world at this school, and it serves 250 students, K through 6th grade. Phineas Bates has many values that are important to them, but one that stood out is the celebration of students' identities. And so to me, it was really important to create an inclusive piece where students could feel represented. Also, I want to add that the school is very passionate about their school mascot, Phineas the Fox. I've never seen a mascot incorporated so much into a school, so that was one of our priorities also to include it. So the piece is in the entryway of the school. You can see that it's kind of their steps leading up to the entrance. The first walls that you see are about 4 by 7 feet on both sides. And so those are the first 2 walls, which will have cut mosaic shapes on them. We'll get into the design a little bit more in a minute. And then the next walls is the entrance vestibule, which have these really unique pillars, which were an exciting challenge to think about what would be successful on them. So this is a stairway. So every single student will see this piece when they enter and exit the school every day. So it's going to be seen by a lot of people. So I came in sort of at the tail end of the school year, so I haven't yet been able to engage as much with the kids as I would like to. There's going to be a lot of engagement in the fall when they come back to school in terms of us installing this mosaic and working together. But I did have a really wonderful experience with the Phineas Bates staff, and we had a blue sky thinking session, which is sort of sky's the limit on what you say. There are no ideas that are bad ideas. So we spoke a lot. I visited the school twice. They taught me about their culture, and I got to walk around and hear where students are from and see all the different art around the school. So every single teacher had an assignment. And then on the last day of school, we were able to meet via Zoom, and I was kind of able to show them my thoughts and ideas for what we thought. And they sort of represented the kids too and spoke who goes to the school. And of course, like once I work with the students, the wall will sort of change a little bit, you know, depending on what they say and what they create, or a lot. So this is a final Zoom discussion where we talked about the design. So from discussing different ideas and concepts with the teachers and the staff, the mural design will be split into 4 distinct, vibrant sections. The idea is that it will be the 4 seasons. And we chose the 4 seasons because it is extremely inclusive. Everybody has to experience them, you know, no matter where you're from, who you are, everyone has to experience the Boston elements and has feelings towards them. And I thought it would be a great, you know, way to represent the school visually. We will, and it symbolizes unity and diversity. And it also encourages community pride. And as we double down on the school's mission statement, which is provide a quality, inclusive education that affirms the identities of all individuals. So you can see here, these are the first 2 walls, and these will be shapes of things in the sky, which will usher into the 4 seasons, which is the next door you enter for the vestibule. So these cut shapes will be worked on by students in the fall in partnership with Andrea. And we can go to the next slide. And here's the first wall. So it's about 6 feet and 10 feet wide. We chose the text, "We All Belong," because the schools focus on inclusivity. And there are different, you know, there's like spelling out of Bates: "Be safe always, accept others, try your best." Let's see. Excellent work, show respect and kindness. And so that spells out Bates. So we're going to make sure to have that in the piece. And then Phineas Fox is hidden in different elements of the seasons on every single wall. So these are all walls, I Spy walls for the students. Not only is their work going to be included, which I'll speak about later, but they're going to be able to find different things. And there's going to be a little document where they can search and find different hidden items as they walk through. So one wall will say "We Belong." And you can see this is fall sort of seeping into the winter. And then the next wall, which will be on the right, is spring into summer. And we'll have the name of the school. So you can see little Phineas the Fox and the words joy, wonder, pride, and inspiration. And we'll have those also with all the different languages that are represented in the schools. So I'm going to count on the kids when they come to help me and making all of these leaves have the different languages there. You can go to the next one. So just to explain quickly the mosaic process, because not many people know about it. This is sort of on the left, the way the design first looks, and this is on the right, how it's translated to mosaic. You can see it's pretty close. There will be, you know, changes as we work together to create this. Mosaics are like a really wonderful medium for collaboration because everybody can put their piece down. You can go to the next one. Thanks. And the stages of mosaic, first it's a design projection markup. So we'll project the design on the wall. Then the pieces will go up. Then there's a final step where grout goes over all of the pieces. And then we clean the pieces piece by piece. So it's sort of like the dentist when you get your teeth cleaned. We're going to have panels. The mosaics are going to be installed on panels. This is in case they need to be moved at any point. We have a man named Antonio from RA USA, who is a specialist in tile installation. These boards are amazing. They're very light, made of foam, and they're screwed into the walls. And then we install the mosaic on them. And if they need to be moved, they can. And the school will receive a key of where the different screws are. The materials we'll be using are tile nippers, mirror. Mirror is important so the students feel reflected in the piece whenever they walk by. Ceramic, laser cut, custom pieces, silicone glue, and polyblend grout and paint. So where these pieces will be sourced from are from different thrift stores. It's important to me that we source, we use used materials, and so that the proceeds go to different nonprofits. And some of the pieces will be donated, and we'll break those up and use them. They'll also be on the next slide. I just wanted to share the laser cutting process, which is really fun because we can have any shape cut to put in the mosaic. So students can make a shape, and then I can scan it digitally and have it cut and placed right into the mosaic, so we can get a really close interpretation of it. And then I just wanted to show a close-up of what the piece looks like before it's grouted. This sunflower is made by a local artist, so we'll be commissioning some ceramics. And you can see that all the pieces are, it's like a collage. And here, this is for summer camp, so there's a marshmallow on a stick. And so there'll be a lot of, hidden things for kids to find. And close up, you can see them, but when you're far away from it, it just sort of looks green. Okay, I'll keep going. And then the grouting is just sealing up the piece with different colors and so on. The timeline is that I will, hopefully this gets approved. Once it's approved, and then we'll have the board installation. I'll sketch the design, install the mosaic, and then when the students come back in the fall, we'll work on the pillars together to use their artwork in the piece. You can go to the next. So you can see the public engagement. We'll have students painting tiles, and I hope I can spend a lot of time at Phineas Bates working with them. This is an example of the way I've done public engagement in the past. And you can see on the pillars here where we all belong. Phineas Bates will have all of their work prominently displayed around the words, and also they'll work together on the pillars and work on the entry shapes as well. Preliminary maintenance. So if anything happens, I just want to request that the school first contacts myself or the commission. And once a year, mosaic is very durable. So it really just needs a dusting and a cleaning. And if there's a stain, just to contact me and we'll sort of navigate that. People don't know how to vandalize mosaics often, so they're really vandalized too much. And I'm excited to work on this. You can go to the next slide. And I just love the medium in terms
Mia, we're going to have to ask you to wrap up.
Okay, I'm done.
We're over time. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Mia, thank you so much for your presentation. I'll now turn it over to commissioner questions. But first, Mia, I just want to say, I know that I'm really excited to welcome another mosaic into our collection. We don't have many here in the City of Boston's collection, so I'm excited about that. And for your incorporation of the students' ideas and their artwork into the process. It's really thoughtful, your presentation. So now, any other commissioners? Now I open it up to any members of the public. Andrea, I don't know if you wanted to say something briefly about this project.
Yeah, I did. Thank you for giving me the time to speak a little bit. I just wanted to say that we had a really cohesive group of teachers and staff and families planning this, and we're really excited about the vision that Mia has for the Bates. I personally am really excited about learning the mosaic process and teaching it to my students and having them be involved in making tiles and also the mosaic process. And once it's finished, I'm really excited for how the space is going to transform and sort of be like, it's now a space that everyone walks through and no one pays any attention to it. And now it's going to be really welcoming and engaging, and students are going to actively interact with it, which I think is going to be amazing. And on many different levels, they can go there, and if they need to just cool down, they can do a image search, or they want to celebrate first day of kindergarten, they can have their pictures taken in front of it, or sixth grade graduation. I think it's going to be a game changer for our school. And so I'm really excited to work with Mia, and I'm really excited to work with the Arts Council here to support this project. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Andrea. Any other members of the public have a comment or question? Hearing none, would any commissioner like to make a motion to approve final design?
I'll make a motion to approve final design of We All Belong for the Phineas Bates Elementary.
Thanks, Camilo. Do I have a second?
I'm happy to
second.
second this proposal.
I'll give it to Abigail. Thanks, though, Cara. Commissioners, after I say your name, please say yes if you agree with the motion. Camilo,
Yes.
Cara,
Yes.
Abigail,
Yes.
Diana,
Yes.
and I'm a yes as well. Congratulations, Mia. Really excited to see this.
Thank you so much.
Now, Camilo, I'll pass it on to you.
I'd also just like to jump in and just remind us that we are on tight time. So if we could please keep our presentations to between 5 and 7 minutes, that would be great.
Thank you, Alexandra. The next presentation for review is the final design review of a long-term exterior mural by Silvia Lopez Chavez at the Rafael Hernandez K-8 dual language school located in Roxbury as part of the Canvas of Culture initiative. Proponent and mural consultant Liza Quinones of Street Theory will introduce the product. Liza, thank you.
Thanks, Camilo. It's me again. I'm very thrilled to present this work by Silvia Lopez Chavez, Dominican artist, but also local to Boston. Her design graces the exterior facade of the main entrance of the Hernandez. At the Rafael Hernandez School, culture and representation of the school's bilingual community is very important. They express interest in artwork that embraces the school's core value, Brilla, which stands for bilingualism, respect, inclusividad, and amor. Danielle Costello, the principal of the Hernandez, could not join us today, but she has also provided written statement that I'm happy to read during public testimony. I will now introduce Sylvia, who will present her final design. Take it away, Sylvia.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Hi, everyone. Thank you for this time. I will be walking you through the process that I have had so far and introduce myself. As Liza mentioned, Silvia Lopez Chavez. Yo soy de República Dominicana and I've been in Boston for a long time. Graduated from Mass College of Art and Design and have been very focused on mural work for some time here in the area and elsewhere. And constantly are working together with various creatives to do my work. I think murals, aside from my studio work, is something that I do in collaboration and it's part of my social practice and what I do. And so it's very important to me that instead of being myself in my studio working on a piece, which I continually do, I'm working with a team of people. In this case, if you can go back one more time, because for me it's important to mention that this is not a work that you do by yourself. In collaboration with the school, in collaboration with the city, in other projects, there's always other people helping me out and helping people through this process. And I think it's important. And in this case, in this particular project, Mario Ramirez is going to be from Telsio helping me with a lot of the production assisting in video. Dominic Chavez, who's also a local, he's a local photographer, will be helping with documentation and photography. And then also Jamie Chan, who's a local artist, will be helping me and assisting us as well. Go to the next slide, please. This is the site. It is a beautiful school in Roxbury. The beauty of Rafael Hernandez Dual Language School is that se hablan los dos idiomas. I'm so excited that they teach both in Spanish and in English. And the majority of the students in this school is mixed, but the majority is Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. And I totally, as a Caribbean Dominican artist who grew up there, I'm super excited to connect not only to the students, the staff, as well as the families. Parents are super engaged in this school, which is beautiful to see as well. And if we go to the next slide, I'll walk you very quickly through The process, this is the wall in particular in terms of the installation. Being a fine art painter, originally coming from the studio into the public realm, I am an artist who really cares about preservation and making sure that this mural is going to last as long as it can be. And so I prep this wall really, really well, just like I do with other projects. So in this case, part of the process is going to be, because it's brick, it's very porous, we're going to be placing a large lift in front of the wall. And this is, as you can see, this is a small staff parking lot right in front of the school entrance. And we're going to close off, take a lot of public safety precautions and make sure that we're working safely in there. And that way we can work freely within this space. So we will be placing a lift there. And we will be accessing the school site in a few different ways for needs of storage and bathroom, electricity, or water. And in terms of the schedule, typically it's 10 days to 2 weeks, 14 days. And I am planning, hopefully with the school, to be able to work between August 1st and the 18th of this year. And mural painting is a lot of long hours. So I give the window between 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 p.m. at night. I will be the main person to be in touch, and there will be also a contact list for my team. Go to the next slide, please. Just a breakdown of the installation and maintenance recommendations. And this is a mural that will be painted directly onto the brick surface, all water-based materials. I am an artist who uses mostly roller and brush, but I will be also making use of some spray through stenciling. In terms of the design, in a minimal way. Wall prep, as I mentioned before, it's very important. So we'll be doing some pressure washing as well as 2 layers of primer before the paint layers are applied. In terms of, there's just like a bunch of information there about materials for the primer. Is all water-based exterior acrylic paints that will be utilized. And at the end, there'll be 2 coats of a clear top coat that will be hopefully preventing UV rays from damaging the colors too quickly. My palette is very bold, so color is important, and it will also protect from weather and obviously any other potential hazards that murals always have to experience here in New England weather. And in terms of materials and recommendations, I have a 2-page document that can speak to that, which I can share later down the road. And these are just very top level recommendations for keeping up with the mural. Basically, cleaning has to be gentle. Water-based materials tend to need a non-abrasive process for cleaning and dusting, and very gentle removal of dirt before doing any kind of recoating of potential varnish or top coat. It is important to me that it's checked every 1 to 2 years to make sure that the mural is still in good condition, and if it needs cleaning can be scheduled, as well as any painting touch-ups. There will be a record of the paint chips that were utilized from the brand that was used. There'll be rendering spaces where there's a mix of colors, so that's a little bit more professionally. I mean, in that case, I would recommend also to reach out to me directly first and foremost, and then we can discuss any needs at that point if it's necessary to do any paint.
Hey, Sylvia, you're at time already, so if you can move on.
Yeah. Can we go to the next slide? In terms of engagement, I have started already with the kids visiting the school. I got a tour, and we were able to work on different workshops where they shared through music, through sound, through movement, through images and drawings that were utilized as part of the inspiration for the imagery that was created for the mural. If we go to the next one, this shows some of that interaction that happened there. I made sure to see different age groups. It's a K-8 school, so we were able to engage with different kids and different ages. Okay, go to the next one. The kids shared drawings and words, as I mentioned, that really resonated and served as inspiration for the murals. So some of the things that came up the most was about community, love, bilingualism, inclusiveness, and the fact that it feels like spring. That was a lot of this se siente como primavera idea, and colorful, fun. And the words that Liza already mentioned, this idea of brilla, which means shine in English. We can go to the next. The imagery showcases two different children of different age groups engaging in this playful piggyback hug with bright smiles. I wanted to represent the school community, a lot of the kids who come from these backgrounds, and have a colorful palette that also they were very attached to the colors of the logo. I tried my best to really bring in together some of the school colors and the word brilla within the school. Next. And this is a placement to give you an idea of how the mural should look like at the end. There's always changes. It's about 80% typically when I do a sketch to the final piece, but it should provide a pretty good idea of what the image is gonna look like. And that's it for now. Thank you so
Gracias,
much.
Lee. Gracias, Silvia.
Gracias.
Liza, you have some testimony?
I do. Thank you so much, Sylvia. As I mentioned, I have written testimony from Danielle Costello, the principal of the Hernandez. She says the Hernandez School and surrounding community are so excited to have this mural installed over the summer. The work Sylvia has done to incorporate the emotions and values held by our student families and staff is incredible. We are confident that students will be shocked when they return to school in the fall and see such a representation of themselves in such a large size outside of our building. This will be the very first thing people see when coming to our school or walking by in the neighborhood. And it is a symbol of the pride we hold to represent who we are. Thank you so, so much for the opportunity to be part of this initiative and for gifting us with this beautiful mural.
Thank you.
Gracias, Liza. Do we have any questions from any commissioners? No questions from commissioners. Anyone from the public? No, I think that's sometimes good news right there. No questions. Silvia, thank you so much for this presentation. Can I get a motion from our commissioners?
I'll make a motion to accept final design of Sylvia Lopez Chavez's mural at the Rafael Hernandez K-8 dual language school.
Gracias, John. Can I get a second?
I'm happy to provide a second.
Thank you, Abigail. I will now place this for a vote. John?
Yes.
I am a yes or a C. Cara?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
And Abigail?
Yes.
Great. Thank you, commissioners. Felicidades, Silvia. Many thanks.
Congrats, Sylvia.
Thank you so much.
The next presentation for review is the final design of a long-term exterior mural by David Don Rymix Sepulveda at Lee Academy, located in Dorchester, as part of the Canvas of Culture initiative. Again, returning proponent and mural consultant Liza Canonis of Street Theory will introduce the project.
Thank you, John. Like I said, thank you so much. I'm very excited to present this artist who's from Puerto Rico, named David Don Rymix Sepulveda, and he is joined by his manager, Cassia Ramos. His designed bookcases the exterior facade of Lee Academy on both the left and right side of the school's main entrance. For this call, we allowed interested artists to propose for both walls located at this site in an effort to visually connect the themes and aesthetic of each side with a cohesive concept. At the left side, Lee Academy will undergo renovations, building an exploratory play area for its youngest students from K to O to kinder, with a new mural as its backdrop. And at the right side, Lee Academy will undergo renovations for an outdoor nature area for its older students, grade 1 to 3. With us today from Lee Academy is Mark Abelson. He's the science specialist and our school liaison working with us on this project and with the artists. I will now introduce Don Rymix and Cassia, who will present their final design.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cassia Ramos. This is Don Rymix.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here.
When we go to the next slide, I'll tell you a little bit about the artist. This is Don Rymix. He masters large-scale murals, blending classical techniques with contemporary style. His work draws inspiration from Caribbean light, architecture, nature, and human forms. Rymix creates cultural bridges that inspire and evoke emotions, crafting visually captivating images that engage with local history and culture. His murals harmonize with and enhance urban landscapes, offering a stimulating visual experience. Next slide. A little bit about the Lee Academy Pilot School. You can see the address there. The location of the murals are highly visible exterior walls. Impact, they transform the school's facade into vibrant community landmarks. Themes are growth, learning, and diversity. Community connection, it reflects the local demographics and rich heritage of the area. Visual appeal, the artwork is dynamic and colorful. The purpose of the murals, to foster pride, inspiration, and inclusivity. The cultural significance enhances neighborhoods' cultural landscape, and the educational value is the daily reminder of schools' role in nurturing future generations. Next slide, please. Don's going to speak a little bit about his public engagement with the school.
For the public engagement, I did a visit to the school, and I want to be personally introduced to by myself and meet the parents, the teachers, and the students. And we basically talk about the process. I bring my materials and I show them to them, and I explain about the process, because sometimes you're not available to see the process of these big murals being painted. So for this visit, it was a good time to see the wall in person, to see what other logistic I have to be done, and also we did a dynamic to see what kind of palette they like of colors, what elements they are interested, and just feel the energy of everybody in their classroom. And for that, we spend the whole day. We visit like every single group, and it was really helpful for us. Also, at the end of the day, we gotta get together with the parents, and we talk more about the concepts and other things that they want to see in the mural.
Next slide, please. This is an aerial shot of the school, of the two murals on the facade of the school. I'll go into more detail on each design. Next slide, please. Mural description. Don Rymix's twin murals at Lee Academy Pilot School create a cohesive visual narrative reflecting the school's diversity. The left mural depicts a young male child, symbolizing early learning and curiosity. The right mural features a young female student, representing strength and cultural inclusivity. They illustrate the school's commitment to unity and diversity, ensuring all students feel represented. Rymix's vibrant style encapsulates the school's spirit, making the murals a central feature of the educational landscape. Next slide, please. This is the Garden of Beginnings mural on the left side of the facade of the school. The K-O to kindergarten mural supports the school's exploratory play area. It features a young male child exploring nature and gardening elements. The school's honeybee mascot is integrated, symbolizing teamwork. This colorful, inviting design aims to foster pride and connection to the learning environment for the youngest students. Next slide, please. Roots of Empowerment. This is the mural on the right side of the school. The 1st to 3rd grade mural celebrates student diversity, featuring a young female student and cultural symbols from the African diaspora and Latinx communities. It aims to empower and inspire all students, including those with special needs, promoting unity and pride. The design ensures that every student sees themselves reflected in their learning community. Here's our installation plan. I know you all have seen this already. It's going to just discuss the site preparation. The equipment we'll be renting. It will be, the install process will be a month-long installation. We'll be removing the equipment, cleaning the area, final inspection, for the site restoration. And, everything else there, the hazard mitigation and coordination. It's just so we have minimal site disruption during the install. And then next we have the maintenance plan. The objective is to preserve the mural integrity with minimal intervention. We'll be doing that by using exterior grade paint and specialized UV protective varnish. We request that you biannually inspect the mural spring and fall and check for damage and fading or graffiti, gently cleaning it with water, warm water only. And then professional assessment is requested every 5 years. And then we also with the varnish, we'll just follow the directions. We'll provide you that as well on varnish reapplication. And for this, for the recommended maintenance, we'll also be providing you all with the full list of paint colors for if any touch-up work needs to be done to the mural after it's installed. And that's it. Thank you.
Thanks so much for your presentation and sharing this work with us. I now open it up to any commissioners for questions or comments. Hearing none, I now open it up to any members of the public who'd like to ask a question or make a comment. Well, with that, I'm curious if any commissioner would like to make a motion to approve final design.
I'm sorry, am I the public or am I the?
You are, you can be whomever you want.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mark.
I will.
Hi, Mark.
I'm Mark. I'm the science teacher at the school. And I just want to say it was a great pleasure working with Don and his team and Liza. From the start, Don jumped right in. I think I asked if I gave him 4 days notice that we were having an event at our school. And he grabbed a plane from Florida, and I had given him a list of different things that he could participate in, and he chose all of them. So he came in at 8 in the morning at our school, met with parents at 9 a.m., went to almost every classroom and did different projects with the students, then met parents when parents were picking up students, and then attended our end of the day at I think 5:30 to 7. He came to our carnival, and we gave him a table to also meet with parents. Was surrounded. He was the most popular person, I think, at the carnival, even though he didn't have any prize, or maybe he did have a couple prizes to give out. But throughout the day, the students were enamored with Don, and he was super engaging. He brought spray paint cans that did not have any spray paint, and all of his tools, and passed them around. He did some drawings with them. So, and then they also got to create an image that they wanted connected to what he was doing. So it was an amazing design process that we all went through, and was super. He was able to take in what our small team of parents and staff during the different iterations that he provided us. He took them in and he made changes as he could. So it has been a pleasure working with him. And I think the mural is going to be the kind of the centerpiece of the neighborhood. It's going to be seen from all of the fields across from the street, and it will be highly visible. So we are extraordinarily excited. And Don has also invited our students, which at the end of the year, students were asking me when he was going to start. So we will be sending out an email to families and students to come and watch him do his work. So I'll
that's
stop.
great
I
to
know
hear.
we
Yeah,
have
thanks
limited
so
time,
much, Mark.
I will leave myself.
Thank you,
Thanks so
Mike.
much. To return, would any commissioner like to approve final design? Make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve final design of Garden of Beginnings and Roots of Empowerment for the Lee Academy Pilot School by Don Rimex.
Thanks, Camilo. Do I hear a second?
I'm happy to provide a second for this with the Lee Academy Pilot School.
Thanks again, Abigail. Commissioners, after say your name, please say yes if you agree with the motion. Camilo,
Yes.
Cara,
Yes.
Abigail,
Yes.
Diana, Diana, are you here? So in this case, I don't believe we have a quorum to vote on this. Karen or Paul, could you confirm that?
Sorry, I see Diana's in here. I think we can check with her.
Oh, Diana is in here?
Yeah, I see her. Let me just check to see if she.
Present.
Oh,
She's
sure.
here. Mhm.
Hi, Diana.
Yeah.
Just curious if you approve final design of this mural.
Yes.
Great. And I'm a yes as well. So the motion passes. Congratulations.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now I'll pass to Camilo again.
Hello. This last presentation for review under the Canvas of Culture Initiative is the final design review of a long-term exterior mural by Thomas Detour Evans at the Joyce Kilmer K-8 lower school located in West Roxbury. The proponent and mural consultant, Liza Quinones of Street Theory, will introduce the project. Thank you, Liza.
Thank you, Camilo. Yes, the final mural design under Canvas of Culture is presented by Denver-based artist Thomas Detour Evans. His design illuminates the exterior facade of the Kilmer K-8 lower school facing its playground. The Kilmer expressed interest in artwork that includes celebrating diversity, inclusivity, and the school's core values, respect, responsibility, and empathy. They wanted artwork that is bright and affirming, embodying themes of love, growth, and transition, and reflecting their students and promoting a sense of belonging and unity within the community. With us today from the Kilmer is Ariane O'Connor, the school's art teacher and our project liaison. And I will now introduce Thomas, who will present his final design.
Hello, I know you guys want to go home, so I'll try to make it as fast as possible. Try to get a world record for this presentation. So thank you for having me. I want to present Together We Rise, my design. I was sort of blessed to have the Joyce Kilmer school sort of say, hey, we want you to do a design. But to do a little bit of background, my name is Thomas Evans, but I go by Detour. I've been doing large-scale murals and public art for the past 10 years. And then being creative for 40 years. I'm actually 39, but I'm just getting used to saying 40 because I'm about to turn 40 in December. Next slide. And to give a little background about some of my work and the style and sort of like what my work looks like, is a lot of portraiture that I focus on, really big sort of pieces. So I have like a large subject and then lots of color in the background, and then try to bring those colors through the actual portrait. So everything on the portrait is super, super colorful. I like to do a lot of abstract work as well. So like this is a parking garage that I did in Denver, Colorado. And then I'm into sculpture work as well. This piece is a rendering of a sculpture piece that will be in the Denver International Airport, installed in January and February. And I also like to work with a ton of schools as well. So like when I actually have to do like any typography, I try to make it as colorful as possible. So this site right here is the Joyce Kilmer, next slide, is the Joyce Kilmer K-8 school. It's about 50 feet wide, 40 feet tall, exterior brick, nice canvas. It houses the pre-K through third grade classes, and then the upper school does the fourth grade through eighth grade. And like they said, the goal of the mural, the design, was to really emphasize the idea of inclusion, diversity, respect, responsibility, empathy, a lot of their core values. So this is basically one of my first times actually going to Boston, never been to Boston at all. Next slide. So when I went to Boston, I actually got to hang out with Sylvia. She actually drove me around, so I get to experience the Boston traffic, which was amazing. and bridges going up and down, and Pro Black as well, another artist. So building with the community, but really hanging out with Miss O'Connor and the school, and really just getting sort of intimate and sort of engaged with the students, learning about their core values, doing presentations to all of the students. So I had to do sort of presentation showing exactly what I do as a full-time artist. They loved everything that I did other than the slides of my Denver Nuggets mural. They hated that, but that's okay. I'll forgive them for that. But during the actual visit, we actually get to do workshops with the kids. So Miss O'Connor set up templates, next slide, templates of the wall that I'm painting. So during each presentation, after each presentation, we get to sit down with the kids and actually draw some murals that they wanted to see and things that they wanted to sort of express themselves and sort of have on the wall, and sort of, just be creative as possible, like they're muralists as well. And just like showing them the idea of, when you have, the way I do is like you have a word or an idea, and then from there that sort of tells you exactly what you want to see in the mural in terms of the visuals. So the visit was amazing, took all that stuff back, really just listened to the students and the teachers as well, because they're also really important in this conversation, and the community. And then came back to my studio and said, what would be at the intersection of what I do really well, as well as what the kids and the teachers in the school really wanted to see on the mural. And next slide. And this is the design that I came up with, was Together We Rise, which really emphasizes sort of like the want to be iconic by having large figures, having three individuals that represents the age of the students and sort of what they wanted to see from themselves, sort of hanging out together with their arms around them, just to give sort of a sense of togetherness and diversity and equity. Next slide, so you can kind of see some of the details. And really just like having them look up and away to sort of give this idea of inspiration and sort of wonderment. So it opens your mind up to imagining what they're looking at, and also with the kids, imagining being them on the wall as well. And with those large portraits, I sort of flanked that with kids in the background as a silhouette, just to give more of a community and sort of volume when it comes to a ton of kids being at a school. And this wall is right beside their playground, which is like pretty much what they were doing all day, running and jumping and having fun. And then at the bottom, really emphasizing the core values really explicitly in those colorful fonts that I create with the words respect, responsibility, empathy, inclusion, and equity, which is what the school really wanted to sort of instill in a lot of their students. Next slide. And the execution of the mural, based on what I do and my style and everything, really just like laying down a lot of color in the background. As you can see with the portrait in the bottom left, a lot of that is actually just the background, just using a lot of subtle flesh tones and different colors to sort of bring out and make the shape of the actual face and the features. So doing the same treatment for the large figures, the large kids in the middle, and then as well as the silhouette, carving that out of the background so that everything is super, super colorful. And then, like I said, with the letters, the wording at the bottom, making it really colorful for the students so they can actually read it, but also have fun with that font. Next slide. And then installation is really simple. This is a clean brick wall, 40 feet boom lift should get the job done. No scraping at all, really just brushing it off, throwing water on it to sort of get off the dust, but priming it with Kills 2 masonry primer, hitting it after that with Bare Premium Plus latex paint. And then on top of that, that's when I do a lot of the scaling up and the detailed work with Montana Gold Spray Paint 94, which has a lot of color fastness and UV blockers so that it lasts a long time. And estimated time is 7 to 15 days, depending on a bunch of different factors like weather and sort of supplies. Next slide. And then maintenance, I'm going to put on top of that UV coating with Mural Shield, and this is going to allow it to be protected from UV damage and environmental damage. And then Roll Best Graffiti coating by the same company, which is a sacrificial coating. I'm going to put on top of the actual UV coating, so give it double protection, not only from the sun, but also from graffiti as well. And basically, you don't have to do much in terms of maintenance and really just observing. It's pretty much daily, which people will do for graffiti. And if there is graffiti, it's easy to get off using the goof off, or another solution and just power washing that off afterwards. And then because it's sacrificial coating, just using that same anti-graffiti coating to place back on the areas where there was graffiti and where you power washed off, because it basically just adds a layer in between the actual mural and the graffiti. So you'll have to recoat it. But hopefully that is, next slide, that is the presentation. Hopefully I made it in time.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. No, that was good. That was good. Yeah. I mean, concise and bright, right?
Yes.
Do we have any questions from any commissioners? Any questions from the public? So on that note, can I get a motion from a commissioner, please?
Sorry, I wanted to just hold space for
Oh, sorry, Liza.
Miss O'Connor Airy, if you had any words that you wanted to share.
I would be honored to share. Thank you so much for hosting today and for honoring these amazing murals that we've seen during this presentation. I know it's kind of lengthy, and I'll be concise. Detour was awesome to work with, so welcoming, empathetic, warm, and receptive to any feedback that we had during the process. But my favorite part was just his energy and the excitement that he evoked from each one of our students at the school. Really got on a personal level with each one of them and staff members. So we were really, really thrilled to be paired with you, Detour. And thank you to the Boston Arts Commission for making this possible. It was just such a wonderful experience. So I'm really, really thrilled for our students at the Comer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariane. Thank you, Liza. I mean, it's definitely necessary to make the young audiences to meet the makers. Absolutely. So on that note, can I get a motion from a commissioner?
Yes, I'd like to move that we approve the Together We Rise mural by Thomas Detour Evans at the Joyce Kilmer K-8 Lower School.
Thank you so much, Abigail. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
I think John got in first on that one, Cara. Sorry.
I'm just trying to get a second in, that's all.
Well, there we go. So I'll get some votes. John?
Yes.
Thank you. I am a yes as well. Cara?
Yes.
Deanna?
Yes.
Thank you. And Abigail?
Yes, and if I could just say, since this is the final mural for today, it's just beautiful to see these really extraordinary, beautiful murals, totally on point and visually so engaging and beautiful to be part of our public school system in Boston. So thank you to all the artists and to Amber and all the people who have made this possible.
I second that, Abigail. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. The last presentation for review. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Karen.
No, go for it.
The last presentation for review today is the final design for this temporary artwork, Future Monument to the Trees of the Public Garden.
Thank you. And we've got a hard stop at 6:30, so I'm going to go really fast. So this is a project for On Monument. This is a project by Katherine Farrington entitled Future Monument to the Trees of the Public Garden. And this is a socially engaged project using augmented reality. So there's nothing physical for us to approve today. We will come back for signage for the whole series of projects and to share that with you and update you on the projects. But this should be very clear. The artists will be holding workshops and then helping people to think about environmental ethics and really think about trees as monuments. And go to the next. Kate Farrington, she's an artist who is local to the Boston area. She is at Montserrat College of Art, and I believe she is a resident of Cambridge. And the site you can see here is in the public garden. She chose this location because there is a lot of research that's been done on these trees, so people can really dig into the history of the individual trees and come to understand them and develop a real thoughtful approach to thinking about the park and the trees themselves as monuments. Do the next. We've been talking to the Parks Department. Our main contact there is Nate Frazee, but we have also run this project by the Friends of the Public Garden and have their support as well. Okay, and again, this will be an augmented reality project, and she's planning to use Hoverlay, and we will come back and update you as it is developed. And that's really it. And this is one that we are finalizing, also finalizing the grant information on, and hope to be announcing all of those projects in the near future. Sorry,
Great.
any questions? I know we're at time.
Any commissioner or members of the public with any questions? I'm excited to see what this is and becomes. I will say that.
I agree.
And we don't need a vote for this, Karen, correct?
I think we can do a vote on it, but there is no physical aspect to it.
Okay, sure. So hearing this brief presentation, would any commissioner like to make a motion to approve final design of this temporary artwork?
I'll make a motion to approve final design of future monument to the trees of the public garden. Anytime that nature is involved, I'm in.
Could I have a second? Kara, come on. No, I'm just kidding.
Here's your chance, Karen.
I will second.
Thanks, Kara. Commissioners, after I say your name, please say yes if you agree with the motion. Camilo?
Yes.
Kara?
Yes.
Abigail?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
And I'm a yes as well, so the motion passes. And now I know with our hard stop, we're at 6:31. The last thing we need to do is call for a motion to adjourn. Would any commissioner like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn on June 9th, 2024, this lovely meeting of the Boston Art Commission.
Thanks, Camilo. Do I have a second?
I second that motion to adjourn.
Perfect. After I say your name, commissioners, please say yes if you agree. Camilo?
Yes.
Kara?
Yes.
Abigail?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
And I'm a yes as well. Thanks everyone for such a great meeting and for sharing all of this work. I'm really excited to see it all enter the collection of the city. Thanks very much and have a good night.
Gracias. Thank you. Bye all. Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Gracias. Thank you.
Ciao.
So I'm not able to stop this recording for some reason.